Good morning. Dear students, I hope that you all have read the first lesson of flamenco, which is the last lesson by Alfonso Daude. And today we'll be discussing the key features or the highlights of that chapter, which are important from examination point of view. Dear children, I have also given you a couple of questions related to the same chapter. I hope that you will find the answers and write down all the questions and answers on your English notebooks. Well, you must have gone through the video related to the theme, and in the theme, it has been mentioned that France is the protagonist. He is the main hero of the story, who's a school going child. So the story begins in this manner. I started for school. Here, I stands for France, as you were told in the theme, that he is the main protagonist. I started for school very late that morning and I was in great dread of a scolding, especially because M. Hamill had said that he would question us on participles and I did not know the first word about them. So, from here comes the first question: why was he afraid to go to school? He was afraid to go to school because he has not completed his homework, which was to learn participles. So obviously the other things appear to be more tempting to a school going child than going to school, but he has to go to school. And when he was going to school, on his way he found crowd in front of the bulletin board. This has been mentioned in the second paragraph. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. The lost pedals, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? So he was wondering why there is so much of a crowd in front of the bulletin board, and the same question is usually asked: why there was so much of crowd? Well, we get its answer later on. Now there is a remark by Vacher, who's an apprentice at blacksmith's shop. Don't go so fast, Pap. You'll get to your school in plenty of time. Again, Franz wonders why he remarks like that. The child, this boy Franz, he enters the school and there he finds a very different atmosphere. Here comes the next question: what was so unusual about the school that day? What was so unusual about the school that day? Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street, the opening and closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's ruler rapping on the table. But now it was all so still. Everything was still. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their places and Mr. M. Hamill walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened he was. He was extremely frightened because this is something which he was not expecting. But when he entered his class, Mr. M. Hamill saw him and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning to start without you." Again, he was surprised that why he is asking him in such a manner. He was expecting a scolding by his teacher. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had to got a little over my fright, did I see that teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. So this again surprised him, that why his teacher was wearing special dress. And moreover, in addition to that special dress or atmosphere of the school, he found the elderly people of the village occupying the last benches. Here comes the next question: why there were so many people, the villagers were there in the school? Why were the villagers occupying the last benches? Why did they come to school? Well, later on, page 4, yes, this is page 4. On page 4, their teacher announces that my children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. What a thunderclap these words were to me. He was not expecting it. And they were like a thunderclap. So, this is the answer of the next question which has been given to you. Oh, wretches, that was what they had put up on the town hall. And now he realizes why there was so much of crowd in front of the town hall. This is his last lesson. And now he realizes the importance of his language, his French language, because he has not given any attention to it. He has not taken his language, the learning of his mother tongue, very seriously. But now it all seems to be very important to the child. That's it. Rest we'll discuss in the next video.